Page 24, The Spy. This is a fun little piece. A little tricky in spots, so let's take it carefully. 4/4 time, 1 flat. We're in the key of D minor on this one. Right hand first. Just make sure we got the notes and the patterns and the rhythms and all that junk here. So F chord. And each note is just going down a half step. You can use the same fingering. Again, a half step, each one. And then for measure 6, we're here. 1 and 2 and there. And then you do that again. And measure 10. 1, 2. That's an A, a C sharp, and a G. And you can use 5 again or 4 again. There. It's up to you. 2 or 3, whichever. Because on measure 12, you got to come down here anyway. And that second note on measure 12, that's 3 ledger lines below the staff. We'll figure it out. 1 ledger line is here, 2 ledger lines is here, 3 would be here. It's an F. Memorize that note. Just know it's an F. 3 ledger lines, it's an F, so it's here. It's like a broken chord. So 1 and 2 and you got to get off. Connect this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Not weird, and then you do it again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then here. They put the half notes down in the lower staff, but the stems, right hand plays them. Take my word for it, it's here. And then, don't forget the B flat. And then you're just going up the keyboard here, and then lift up in 3rd finger. Measure 17. 1 and 2 and 3 and. See here you got both dotted rhythm patterns going. The first one is the long note and then short. And the second one is a short note then long. Remember I said it could go either way. And it did right there. It's a proof. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. How you finger the measure 18 is up to you. I do here. And then go back. And then going on to page 26. We're back to our chords again. Now, these are a little different. From here to here, the A stays there. The E goes down and that goes down, but the A stays there. Now they all go down a half step. Keep going, they're all flat here. See, in measure 24, they give you the flats and the top flats in parentheses. That's a courtesy sign. It's just reminding you, this is a B flat. They don't have to have that flat there. It's a B flat anyway, but they're nice. It's good to have it. It's okay, because it's in the key signature. And then a D minor chord. Then on measure 28, you come down here. They're saying thumb 3. Here. Don't have to. I can go here too. I have to use 4 and 5. If 4 and 5 isn't working too good, you might wonder. However, I would not shy away from using these awkward fingers. You got to use them. Over time, they get less awkward. But if you keep avoiding them, it won't improve. So, as far as I'm concerned, you can just finger this right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next stop, the same thing. Reach down here, G sharp, and then come up, G sharp, 3rd finger, F. These 3 notes, we're just going to play these in different octaves. Here, and then come up, that's okay. The staccatos are going to let us get away with this. We have to do this sometimes. The same 4th finger, because in measure 33 it's 5 again. It's a D, E, A, measure 33, and 2, and 3, and. We got that pattern again. And then this mess at the end, look out. So next to the last measure at the bottom. On beat 1, you get the quarter note. On beat 2, you get an 8th rest. On beat 3, you get the A flat. On beat 4, you get a thumb. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you got to figure out all the notes in between. Well, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I did the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now all I got to do is stick in that other 16th note. 1E and a 2E and a 3. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E. So 1, 2, 3. I'd prefer you be able to figure it out on your own. And that's how you do it. You just take it really, really slow and just real carefully. Where's the beat? What plays on a beat? And then the subdivisions, and you keep dividing it up until you get it. I know it's easier just let somebody else play it first, but that's not what learning piano is about. You got to learn to do it yourself. Left hand, you have this ostinato pattern going on, this repeated pattern that just keeps going. Now watch out here. They want here, 3. That's okay. I mean, it works. There's nothing wrong with it. But I could also go a 4. I don't like to cross over the thumb. So if you can, I recommend that. 5, 4 here. And then the other hands just fall in place. It's between you and your teacher what you do, but I'm going to do 5, 4. And this just repeats. Eighth notes. Make them even and softly if you can. Then you get over to measure 12 on page 25. You're here 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. See, that comes on beat 1. And beat 3, you're tied. And then on beat 4, it's here. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2. Because the right hand has a different rhythm. It's not going to help you out much here. So forth. On page 26, you're just doing that same pattern. Till you get down to measure 30 and you have that low G sharp. If you have a short keyboard and it doesn't go that, just play the lowest G sharp you have. Actually, it needs to be an octave, so play the bottom 2 G sharps you have. Because the right hand does the one and the left hand does the other one. And then the right hand does a couple measures, and then you have the A's. 1 and 2 and 3 and. It's the same rhythm as the right hand here. And then the last measure, it's a D, but it has an AV8 under it. So if you have the notes, you go down an octave. If you don't have the note, then play what you got, the lowest D you have. Put the heads together slowly. So I'm going to start on measure 3 because that's where they come in here. Right now, connect everything as best you can. Now that's tricky. Because this one is repeated, but that's not. This kind of pattern just throws me. I have to work on this kind of thing right here. And again. Rest. Again. That. Now these, they play at the same time. Hold the right hand down. And that's a half note. On page 26, at the top, it's that same thing. Go over to measure 28, or I said down and over or something. You're down here, both hands. Kind of got to reach down, and then right hand, both hands, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, and that's a 1, 2 at the end. So the last 2 measures, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and you're done. No slowing down or nothing. They say prepare left hand. It's their way of saying get your hand where it needs to go. And once you do that, we can add the articulation. Go as slow as you go. I'm going a little fast. You go as slow as you got to go. Now there is no articulation for these eighth notes in the right and the left hand. In time, as you get to know it and you start feeling it, you may feel some staccatos in there. It's fine. Doesn't say anything. You can do what you want. But for right now, it's more or less together. But it doesn't have to be super legato. They can be a little separated. And these, just play them as legato as you can. You don't get a lot of articulation until the top of page 25. You hear the first measure. It's not an accent, it's just staccato. And now accents. Separate them slightly, and then back there. So forth, and then you don't get a lot of articulation here either. Once you get to know the piece, you start feeling it, you can add some staccatos and accents as you feel them later. At the bottom, on both endings, the first beat is staccato. And then the first ending has accents. Remember, those C's are all sharped. And then the second one, and it's a staccato there. Well, that's nice because you got to get ready to play the chord. If you have to turn the page, you may have to leave out that note here to give you a little more room or time to turn the page with the left hand as you do that. And you can turn the page right quick because the beat has to go on. Now measure 26, it's marked piano, soft, staccato with an accent. Yeah, so it's like a moderately soft. So you play the here, before that it was that. Just give it a little extra oomph, but do it softly. And then measure 31, staccato and accent, just. That's not staccato, that is. And then accents, staccato, accent, okay. And then connect to staccato, staccato, and an accent. Now you say there's no accent mark there. Actually there is. The sforzando is an accent. It's a very strong accent. You'll have to get too carried away because it's a low note and the accent, it'll sound louder anyway. Then we can add the dynamics. Start out soft. It's kind of mysterious. Then moderately soft. Keep the left hand in the background. And all of a sudden you're loud. Now moderately loud. The left hand has to be soft. So forth, and then when you get to measure 15, start soft. Then you're going to go up to loud in measure 17. Don't get loud till there. So again, soft. And you're going to repeat that back to the top of the page and the reverse repeat sign, moderately loud again. But if you go to the second ending, moderately loud, or you're loud here, and a crescendo, come down and go back up. Don't crescendo from loud. Go down to maybe a moderately soft to moderately loud. Now go up to loud. Here, so here. Come down and go back up to loud on page 26. Now the dim poco a poco. Diminuendo little by little. You're going to gradually get softer, and you don't want to get soft until measure 26, 2 lines later. So here loud. It might be like every measure or two, I just come down just a hair. And when you get to measure 24 here, that'll die away on its own. Follow that in the left hand. Try and get softer in the left hand. This is both hands here on measure 28. sforzando on both hands here. You start moderately soft and gradually go up here, and then loud accent makes it very loud. Very loud. I don't know that you need accents on very loud. Just play it very loud. Just end it loud too. Good luck with that. Then we think about the speed. Well, they don't give you a speed. It's up to you on how accurate you can be, because it's the driving speed, but this pattern will do that for you. If you've ever seen any of the 007, the James Bond movies, they have an ostinato pattern in that, and you're kind of going along with that. But it doesn't have to go that fast. That's fine. If that's all, that's it. Just be consistent throughout the whole piece. I don't see anywhere where it slows down or speeds up, so that beat is going to be steady all the way through. Then they've added pedal on a few places. I kind of like it without, but that's just me. When you get over to measure 15, they've added legato pedal throughout. It's the same kind of style we've used before. It overlaps. When you get to the staccato note at the end, you got to lift it up with the hand so we hear a staccato note. And then at the end, on page 26, toward the bottom, you push it down. I suggest when you play the G sharps, push it down with them, not after. Push it down, release the overtones immediately. You're kind of exploding here. It's a sforzando, so it just explodes. And you're going to keep it down all the way, and then legato pedal the next measure. And then release with the staccato note, measure 34. And that should take care of it, I hope. I'm not really going to show it. I'll show it in the play with me thing, but not right now. Speaking of play with me, I like to play this with you very slowly. Now what I'm going to do, because there's a page turn, is I'm going to do pages 24 and 25 with the first and second endings, just like it's written. And then after I play the second ending, I'm going to stop. I'm going to turn the page, I'm going to count us in again, give another 4 beats, and then we'll do page 26. So I'll give us 4 counts to start. 1 and 2 and ready and go and. Rest and. Rest, repeat, one and two and three, one and two. Second ending. Stop, turn the page. 1 and 2 and ready and go and. 4, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 1, and